Round one has come to an end with a sellout crowd here at the JCB Golf and Country Club. This new challenging course put our guys to the test, and in the end, Legion 13 and Jon Rahm finish at the top of the individual and team leaderboards. We're here to talk about all of that and more. Welcome to the Club 54 post-round show. I'm your host, Christian Crosby, and joining us is Smash GC captain, the one and only Brooks Koepka, and of course, your favorite Live Golf analyst, Don Belay. Welcome to the show, Brooks. We were just about to start talking about your round, and you showed up, and the fans would much rather hear you talk about it than us. So welcome to the show. Yeah. Congrats on your day. First time at JCB, how was it?
Yeah, it was good. Struck it really well, played exactly how I wanted to. Putting was atrocious, how it's kind of been all year, but look, played solid, so I'll take it.
Are you surprised at how good the scoring is, Brooks? Because one of these courses we've never been to, it's really tricky. You know, no one knew what scoring was going to be like. Yeah,
the rough's pretty juicy. If you hit in the rough, you're going to be hurting. I think the pin placements kind of helped that today. I don't think they got as aggressive as they could be. But you can put some out here that are very, very interesting, where you got to start playing it back on the tee where you want to hit it. So it's especially if the wind gets up too. I think that's the whole thing. Wind was relatively calm. It was out of good direction, so I think that played a big part.
I think the wind's supposed to be lower the next couple of days. So,
perfect. I love that.
Absolutely.
Now, Brooks, we know you're a humble guy, but this is your moment to kind of talk your talk a little bit. We're going to put some highlights up. We want to hear about it from you. This is Brooks Koepka, round one here at JCB. Take us through it, Brooks. Here we go.
All right. Yeah. I forget what number we have.
Second at 11.
Yeah, second at 11. But it was just a solid. I think we played at 115 and the wedge goes in. That's always lucky. Finally got a putt to the hole here. Made one on the par 5. I'll take that. And then here at the party hole, it was. I'll tell you what, it was tracking. I was looking at the big leaderboard to the left, hoping that get all the fans something to cheer about. But I'll take it to there any day. And then this hole was it 16. It's a difficult hole today, so you always take birdie. And then this 17th is, I flushed this 7-iron. I was all over it, and it's just playing a difficult hole. And then missed that putt, which was one of many today to miss. So look, I hit a lot of good golf shots today, and I felt like I hit putts where I wanted to, but it just sometimes they don't fall, and it's kind of been the theme this year.
Yeah, I mean, how important is your communication with Ricky this week, because there's so many blind shots, right? I mean, taking commitment to the line and then commitment to the distance. I mean, that's really important. That you got to work in tandem there.
Yeah, I think we were totaling them up in the practice round. I think there's close to 10 blind shots. It's very tricky. I think you just got to trust it. You got to do your homework while you're out there in the practice rounds and make sure we've got a good spot where you want to miss it, and then obviously get a good line of the left side of the fairway, right side of the fairway, things like that, and especially if the wind changes, different directions, things like that. So you're hitting different clubs. It could be driver, I tend to fade it. 3-wood, I can draw it a little bit easier. So certain holes like that.
How are your energy levels? I mean, last week must have been pretty exhausting, especially that Saturday when you had the worst of the weather.
Yeah, Saturday wasn't the most fun. I could have picked a different time. I feel like I would have been better off triple bogeying the last hole on Friday night and would have had a better chance. But yeah, it's took Monday off and then just kind of re-energized.
Brooks, the format was a little different today. You got to play with your teammates. How was that for you today?
Yeah, I think that was the first time I played with a teammate. So I've been playing this for almost 2.5 years, and that's the first time I've played with a teammate, so that was kind of nice. And I got to feel what everybody else is feeling occasionally. Well, I look around all the time and guys are playing together, and I just haven't been paired with them. But it was nice. Gooch didn't play that great, but he scrambled very well. It was impressive to watch. His scoring ability is, I think, why he played so well last year. He gets the most out of his game, and then G-Mac's just a straight grinder. Yeah. So it was fun to watch those guys play, and I think, 4-4-3. So that's a pretty good group right there.
Now, we do this thing every single show called Form Check, where we have fans submit their swing, and then we have one of you guys check their form. So we want you to do the form check. Fans have been submitting. We're going to put them up on the screen. You don't have to be nice here. You can be completely honest. We want you to check these forms. Here's the first one.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
All right.
Got some speed.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got some speed.
Okay.
It looks pretty good. I don't know. He's got a long iron there. Legs look very straight.
Okay.
Could be a little more athletic, but yeah, got a good swing. Looks like he hits it pretty solid.
All right, here's another one. Would make her day to be on the swing check.
Yeah, so I don't know, I'm assuming she's probably, 7? So I'm assuming in maybe 10 years she'll be out competing against the women's best. That's what it looks like to me. I just keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to anybody else.
Okay, here's our third one here. It's the last one.
Yeah,
what do you got for us?
That looks pretty good. Takes a little outside and comes over a little bit. Not too bad, but yeah, we'll take that. Nice big cut, I'm sure. Just don't heel it and be a big slice.
Look at that. Well, there you have it. Fans who are watching, you got to be happy to hear it from Brooks himself. One more question for you. The crowds are getting bigger and bigger, if you haven't noticed. How does it feel to just see that increasing support from the fans?
Yeah, no, it's super nice. I think that's maybe been something I've struggled with a little bit this year, is just kind of the lack of fans. And it's nice to see, basically from Adelaide on, you've got Adelaide, Nashville. This week we've gotten a lot more fans, and it's been good to see. I think for a little bit it kind of felt like it was back in COVID, where it just there wasn't. It's hard to get an atmosphere, right? But now you can start to see everything's starting to gel. People are excited to come out. I think the party hole plays a big difference in that. A little bit of energy throughout the golf course. So yeah, I'm happy with the fan turnout, and they've been great.
And the fans seem happy to see you as well. So
yeah, well, hopefully we'll all keep playing good and show off a little bit.
All right, well, check this out real quick on the screen. Who's that guy right there, Brooks?
That's my little man. He's the best. His birthday's tomorrow, so.
Oh wow! Happy birthday!
Yeah, he'll be 1 year old, and then it's been the best, man. That's the best thing in the world. That's what I can't wait to get back to.
He was at the Open last week, right? When he starts talking, is he going to say to you, "I don't want to go back to the Open. The weather sucks there."
Yeah, he didn't get the best experiences the first one, but I thought it was kind of appropriate. He started walking on a major week, so
cool.
I don't know. The Koepkas do big things on major weeks, so it was cool to see. It was cool to see him walk, and have him over here for the last 4 weeks actually. It's been fantastic. It's the best thing that's ever happened.
He's going to wear you out from now on.
I can't wait, man. He can wear me out as much as he wants. I love that little guy.
Love to hear that. Brooks, thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you all week. Come back, please.
Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Just play good.
Yeah, right.
That's all you got to do.
Thanks, Brooks.
Thanks,
all right, well, there you have it here on the Club 54 post-round show. More to chat about round one right here.
You good? Perfect. Thanks, bud. Yep.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good to see you.
have a good one.
Home team in the UK this week, so it seemed the ideal time for Captain Henrik Stenson to spend some time with Sue-Ann Hang.
What's good? Well, I'll tell you what's good. Joining me this week is your 2016 Open champion, as well as your co-captain of Majestics GC. It's Henrik Stenson. Henrik, Bedminster. When you won there, your very first live event. How much of that win was motivated by all that was happening around you and all the noise that was happening around you?
Only about 100%. No, I hadn't come off a good summer playing wise. Even though I, been working with my team, and there were a few things that were kind of close, and I just kept on sticking to those things, but no question. I mean, the win in New York is, a top 3 kind of on the mental side achievements. I think coming with not playing great and more or less by pure willpower, I'd say, put everything together and went out and got the win. I take big pride in that win for that reason.
Gotta love the hang times with Sue-Ann Hang. And speaking of Sue-Ann Hang, she's joining us right now in the post-round show. What's up,
Yes,
Sue-Ann?
sir. What's up, baby?
What up, baby? I love that
We
intro.
gotta get one in.
Coming in hot, Sue-Ann Hang. Welcome. You both had some incredible days. Dom, we'll start with those Legion 13 boys. Jon Rahm finishing at the top of the leaderboard. It's so great to see Jon Rahm doing what Jon Rahm does best.
It's pretty impressive today.
What worked so well for Jon today?
What didn't?
Right.
I mean, he hit the ball, drove it beautifully, long, hit his irons great, putted beautifully. He only missed one putt under 10 feet, pretty much, and that was a birdie putt on 4. Other than that, I mean, the control of his trajectory and just, I don't know how he doesn't win every week. I mean, the way that guy plays golf is super impressive.
It was really interesting when I caught up with him in Valderrama for hang time, actually, and I said, what's it going to take for you to get your very first win? And he said, I just have to get off to a better start on the Friday. I just put myself a little too far behind on the Saturday and Sunday, and it's in this format, it's just too difficult for him to catch, and he did exactly that today. He played a phenomenal run. I mean, to be honest with you, I did not see that score out here today.
None of us did.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't have gotten off to a better start. 63. We've all been, walking around this golf course, driving around the last 2 or 3 days. You're right. Nobody saw a 63. Actually, nobody really saw the scoring being as good as it is.
Yeah, let's take a look at his highlights from round 1. Dom, you were up close and personal the whole thing.
I certainly was.
Take us through it, Dom.
Yeah, this was his opening hole, and he hit a lovely second shot there. He went with the driver, and he got a little break. He came out of the fescue, and it just played it up that ridge and let it release down the slope. So he had good touch right from the beginning and knocked that putt in. And this was him on 8. Beautiful putt.
He's
once
so
again.
good from that range.
Do you know what? Absolutely, Sue-Ann, and this was him on 11. I mean, this is a tricky second shot, and he used the backstop. He didn't want to take the pin on just in case he would spin it off the front edge of the green. He used the backstop, and the control of the distance, control of the spin is just absolutely spot on. And this was an eagle putt. He hit a 3-wood. And if it had landed where the ball finished up, he could have had a 5-foot birdie putt. He said he wasn't aiming at the pin, but still, it was pretty solid. And that was another birdie at 16. And it doesn't stop. He just keeps going.
Now, I think I probably asked you this question almost every post show because Jon Rahm is just that good. But is this a good sign that we may potentially see Jon Rahm on that podium for his first individual championship win?
I'll be very surprised now if it doesn't. I just, this is his 3rd week in a row. And he had a big week last week, and obviously in a major, the Open Championship, where I just asked Brooks, how tiring it was because the conditions were terrible. If his energy level drops, that's the only thing I can see that might affect his play this weekend.
Well, now, go ahead, Sue-Ann.
No, go ahead.
Okay, well, I was just going to bring up Terrell Hatton. We're on the subject of Legion 13, and he's had such a solid day as well. You just chatted with them, Dom.
Yeah.
Take us through his day. What did you recognize about his game
Well,
today?
he started off with a double bogey. And I thought, oh, here we go. It's not going to be a great day for Tyrrell. But he fought hard, and he kept his composure. He didn't have any, outbursts at all out there. And he hits the guys in the booth, because they've got the tracer going. His ball flight is dead straight off the tee, whether it's the driver or the 3-wood. I mean, he basically hits it where he's aiming. And, how impressive that is.
And here are the highlights. Dom, take us through it.
Yeah.
Terrell Hatton.
Great second shot in on 3. Jon Rahm's second went into the water. He didn't hit a bad shot, and that was almost an eagle getting to those 2 drop shots right back on the very next hole. This was his tee shot on the par 3, 5th down the hill. He went straight at the pin. The other guys were using that slope just 10 yards short of the pin, but he went straight at it. And this was his 3rd on the 10th. What a brutal par 5 this was today, playing straight into the wind, uphill on the tee shot, blind second shot, and brilliant. And this was really impressive. He was on a down slope in the thick rough, had to come up to the green that's above him, just came out perfect contact, perfect release of the ball, and he had a lot of control of the ball. And he finished it off at the very last hole, his first hole, the first hole of the golf course, his last hole, and he knocked it like that.
To keep his momentum, what would you say his biggest challenge will be this week on a course like this?
I think this golf course, no matter how well you're playing, you're going to hit some shots that don't turn out the way you thought they would, right, Sue-Ann? I mean, you can be 4 or 5 yards off, which is not a lot. We're talking 10, 15 feet, and then poof, it runs off the green, and you're 30 yards off the green and rough.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the top of that leaderboard, it's not a coincidence that all those guys are some of the best ball strikers in the world. Paul Casey even told me after the round, this is a ball striker's golf course. You have to have your iron game. I mean, there's a reason why Paul played so well. There's a reason why Tyrrell and Rahm played so well. I mean, they're just some of the best iron players in the world. You got to be so accurate and so precise with all these different tiers on the green, the whole locations today. You got to be so good with your ball striking.
And Sue-Ann, you actually spent some time today with Matthew Wolff,
I
who
did.
had a pretty impressive day on his part. Tell us what happened with him today.
It was a brief time that I was with that group today, but Matthew Wolff, good to see him playing well. By the way, he's fighting an ear infection right now, so it's obviously not affecting him that much. You know what? He's starting to really strike the ball really well. He's never really a bad ball striker, but you can tell with him, it's always the confidence. Now, this is his second shot on the first. As I said, you gotta just strike your iron so well. You gotta put yourself on the right tiers of this green. And if you have your iron game, you can afford to be a little bit aggressive with today's hole locations, especially like Jon Rahm said. The greens are very receptive. So if you have your ball striking round, you can afford to just go at those hole locations. And that's what, Matthew Wolff did today too.
I mean, I've said this, I think he's as talented as anybody out here in this league. And when he drives it well, and he usually drives it well, and he's super long. I mean, he's almost Bryson long. But once again, it's about how he handles the bad breaks this week. Same with Tyrrell Hatton, same with everybody in the field. If you can keep a good attitude, because you're all going to get bad breaks this week. And that's the key.
Sue-Ann, you also followed some crushers around today. Paul Casey, the hometown hero, he said to you that he was proud to have the home crowd advantage. Tell me what you noticed about his day today.
Oh my goodness. It's no surprises that Paul Casey is up there. Like I said, he is one of the best ball strikers in the world for decades throughout his entire career. But, he came so close in Hong Kong. This is a golf course where you really do have to plot your way around. You do have to make those putts as he did all day today. He was very consistent. This guy hits the ball on a string.
He does.
I mean, it is just so impressive. I mean, he's a 5-time, Race to Dubai top 10 performer. You got to be so consistent to do that.
And to your point, he is one of the best iron players in the game. He's second in greens and regulation for the season, and he just for the last 25 years, he's one of the best iron players in the game. And you say it's so important here.
Yeah, and he's 7th in driving accuracy. So if you combine those and sort of his patience and consistency, his style of game, it really suits this golf course. It really is something you need out here. You need to be patient, resilient. You need to be really smart around this golf course. The minute you lose focus for just a second, it's going to bite you pretty quickly.
Wow. Well, let's take a look at the individual leaderboard from round 1. Let's pull that up, and as we look through it, Dom, Sue-Ann, what are you seeing here that really stands out to you as this board is here? Dom, you laughed. You must have something there, aren't you?
I can't believe the scores. 8 under, 6 under, 6 under, 5 under. It's 5 guys at 5 under or better. That's 66 or better.
Yeah, it's good to see Andy Ogletree playing well. I know he's fighting a bit of a wrist injury at the moment. He's probably going to have to get a surgery during the off-season, but nice to see him playing well again. Cam Smith up there after missing the cut at the Open. Also good to see him playing well. And Sam Horsfield, home favorite. This is his home course here in the UK. He lives 5 minutes away. Matthew Wolff bunking in with him this week in Sam's house. And Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah, you know what strikes me really is that it doesn't suit any style of game. It's not, you got bombers on there, and you got guys who don't hit it that far. Which is what's great about a golf course. It doesn't favor any type of a game.
And here's that team leaderboard we have pulled up. Legion, 3rd team. At the top of that board, Dom, you got to watch them all day. Smash GC also having a strong day there.
Yeah, Legion. I mean, Caleb Surratt started off with birdie. I thought he was going to have a big day, but he struggled. So he needs to. He was on the range earlier. I mean, he might still be there. Yeah, there he is. So on Sunday he's going to have to perform because all 4 scores count.
And great to see the high flyers up there. In 3rd place. Tied for 2nd at 11 under. I think they're one of the teams that hasn't podiumed this year, I believe.
Yeah, you're right.
You're correct. I think they're seeking at least their first podium this season.
Yeah.
Well, Dom, Suan, I want to thank you. How many steps did you get in today, Suan?
I think it was 17,000.
17,000. We'll just take 17,000, maybe five more steps.
With a little bit of elevation, not that much.
She was bounced around a bit today, though.
Well, all you need is a couple more steps to get out of here because you guys are done. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
A beautiful JCB course here. You got to love it. The host sponsor, JCB, is known for construction diggers, okay? So why not have a Live Golf League challenge between Fireball's Abe Answer and Stinger GC's Louis Oosthuizen?
Hello, we're at the JCB quarry and we're doing the puzzle challenge today.
Let's see who can do it faster.
I'll never hear the end of this if I don't beat Abe here. I will never hear the end of this. I'm glad Harold's not here.
Not a good start. Not a good start.
I forgot the controls.
Right there.
Oh. Okay, I'll give it to you. There we go.
All right, that was a little trick I had up my sleeve there.
Oh! Remember that old Sonic game? And grab! Hey?
Oh, I just lost it. Completely lost it. Dude! Pretty smooth, just like your swing.
Yay! Lead drop! Yay!
All right, all right, all right. Getting focused now. Whoa, 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 bite!
I'm not gonna pay you by the hour to do a job for me.
Wow, that is absolutely crazy right there. To see the full episode, all you got to do is tap into the Live Golf YouTube. And joining me is my BFF forever,
BFF. That's
Jerry Foltz.
That's what one of the F's is, right?
What's
I'm
that?
BFFF, best friend forever, Foltzy. There you go, BFFF.
Bro, what?
I want to get on that brig and do some of that, that.
I don't know where you get this stuff from, Jerry, but it's phenomenal. I truly love it. What a great round one, Jerry.
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, I got to reiterate what Dom said. I can't believe the scores were as low as they were. I can't believe Jon Rahm shot 63 around here. When you had players earlier in the week saying there might be something as high as high 80s or even a 90 on this course. Hole locations were pretty generous today, and that was one of the reasons they were low, and the winds were down as well. And the players are getting a little more used to this golf course.
All right, now we're going to talk more about this, but first we couldn't have a post-round show without Rachel Drummond. So we're going to toss over to Rachel Drummond and Gonzalo Fernandez Castaño. They're on the 18th fairway. Checking in with you guys. What's going on?
Christian, you've got your best friend Jerry and I've got my Bezzy Gonzo here on 18. Now, Gonzo, we're going to talk about Rahm quickly. Fellow Spaniard.
Again.
What a great round.
What a finish, especially. What a finish. 4 birdies in his last five holes. I mean, absolutely outstanding.
Especially around these 4 holes being renowned as the toughest finish on Live.
I mean, it's a tough finish. Just we were wandering around, looking at, watching the players, and it's a brutal finish, especially this 18. I mean, there's a lot of memorable holes here at JCB, and this is definitely one of them.
Now, they always put us on the tough holes, so we're on 18. It's 462 yards, playing uphill. Let's talk a little bit about the tee shot first, because we're good here because we're in the fairway, but talk about what the players are facing.
It's all about strategy in this hole. I mean, you could go the safe route, go to the right side. In that case, you don't have to hit it over these trees as much as most of the players were doing. But what happens when you try and go over the trees? Well, you've got the water hazard on the left, you've got some heavy raft. I know it's a wide target, but still, golfers, we don't seem to like blind shots, and this is one of them. And then you can play the Bryson way. I mean, just bomb it over everything, and you just play a different course, different hole.
I'd like to play that kind of golf. And we watched the footage, and everyone at home would have seen this, how horrible that tee shot is, because you've just got to trust your aim over the trees. I see a quick left on that one, but they all seem to find this area here.
Yeah, I mean, they made it look easy. I mean, look all the divots here. It looks like most of the players were hitting their target, which is quite impressive, because it's a very intimidating target, especially when you have to hit above some trees and the breeze is into you.
Now, 2 people that played the hole great today, we're going to have a look at this now, are Horsfield, the home favourite, and Matt Wolff. So let's have a little look at that footage. Both made birdie. Here's Horsfield hitting his approach from this left side of the fairway. What do you see with this shot here, playing into that green?
Well, he was using the contours of the green beautifully. You could see how the ball just trickles and rolls towards the flag. I mean, that's probably the best way to do it, especially when you're here. The ball is above your feet, the ball is going to turn right to left.
And here's Wolf, 4 under today, had a great round. Again, hitting a beauty.
Straight at it.
Are we ready to have a go now?
I don't think so, but let's go.
Let's
do
walk.
it. Let's try. Let's try.
Right, so you're where, a lot of the golfers found the fairway today on this left portion.
This
Talk
would
to us
be
about
where
what they're facing.
this is where the humans would hit it. I mean, it's still a long drive. It's still like 295 up the hill, and now we're facing I believe it's 156 to the flag. That's without counting the elevation. It's a 10-meter elevation, so that's going to play like a club longer. On top of that, as you can see, you can hardly see just the top of the flag, which makes it harder. And ball above the feet, so it's a lot of ingredients for disaster. So let's see how that goes.
I think you're right, Gonzo, because you can't really see the severity of the slopes. It's like Augusta. It looks pretty flat, but it's not. And the elevation.
But look at the conditions as well. I mean, it's like hitting from a really tight lie, which is never easy.
I know, but these guys are good, aren't they?
Yeah,
Gonzo,
absolutely.
you absolutely stiffed one at Valderrama.
Oh,
the
no
other
pressure's
week.
on
So,
now.
no
Pressure's on.
pressure.
So
you
ball
don't need
above
to do
your
it.
feet. So I'm going to try and aim slightly right of the target, because I'm hoping this ball is going to curve right to left. So see how this goes.
Oh my God, the strike is ridiculous.
Oh, the strike was good, but it's far too much right, I think. No, I think it's in the bunker.
Do you think?
But the strike was lovely, let me tell you.
Seriously, it sounded good. Now, let's walk up to where Bryson is. We're both going to hit from where Bryson was. And a key feature of JCB is the fact that you don't just need length off the tee, you need precision.
Absolutely.
Because you can hit the wrong spot and it's game over, isn't it?
And I was very impressed. I mean, when I was walking the course yesterday, yeah, look at this. When I was walking the course yesterday for the first time, how heavy the rough is. So it's compulsory to be on the fairway, especially when you're going to be playing into greens with different platforms and targets, and all the elevation changes makes it very, very important to be on the right spots.
Now, we've mentioned, how good you have to be off the tee with not just length but accuracy, but also into the green. You don't just need to strike it well, you've got to find the right spot, you've got to hit greens and regs, and your proximity's got to be good.
This hole is a perfect example. You've got 3 different platforms, and here, as you can see everything. I mean, everything looks like it's easier, but again, ball above the feet. You have to start this ball on the right side, and look what's waiting for you, a deep bunker. We've seen Bryson hitting a lovely tee shot over here and then struggling with his second and hitting the bunker.
He just plays a different game though, because look at this angle off the tee. He's taken out all the trouble. He's now got a wide fairway compared to the other golfers.
Master.
Do you want to go first or
No,
me?
please. Ladies first.
What should I hit?
I'm a
We've
gentleman.
got 133
yes.
plus
so
15.
I will go with the 8.
You're like, Rachel, hit this. Let me take my jacket off. And again, you can't see on the TV, but it is miles, like, ball above the feet. Are you all right there, Mr. Cameraman? You're a little bit...
Very brave cameraman we've got.
He's so brave. Right, Gonzo, so the flag's 15 on, 9 from the left. What sort of angle am I...
So if it was me, I would try to start this ball just inside the bunker and trust that it's going to turn right to left.
Right, Gonzo.
Come on, the contours of the green are going to help you as well, so...
Okay, I've just got to find the big ball before the little ball.
Go, get up there, come on.
I don't think it's the right bat, is it?
That was bad caddying, bad caddying.
Strike,
I mean,
all right.
the strike was
Gonzo,
fine.
your turn.
It was just bad caddying.
You've won 7 times on
Let me go with the 9.
7 times out on the DP World Tour, so...
That was long ago. See what I can do. Again, let's see if I can put this on the green.
Come on, Gonzo. Oh, that's the baby.
That's looking good. Come on, get there. There you go, using the contours. That's what I wanted.
I've got one more with a 7. Now, while I'm hitting this, let's talk a little bit about what you see happening the next couple of days.
Well, I mean, I liked what I saw this morning. I mean, today with Jon, I think he played exceptionally. He started with a birdie and the way he finished. I loved those... There's no comment on that. Delete.
I'm going.
I like Andrew Ogletree as well. He had a great start of the round. of the tournament. I mean, I don't know, I think we've got a very exciting days coming up.
How do we feel about that?
Not so good. I think we've got some work to do on the range, but
I'm going to go to the range now and get a pint with you. I'm excited to see what happens.
you know what concerns me? I mean, that I was using regular shafts. Maybe this is the time to just to move back in regulars, because those 2 strikes were phenomenal.
And also, I'm going to leave you to them from now on. I can't wait for a great weekend of golf. Gonzo, you're a legend. Let's see if Rahm's going to be making his first trophy lift of Live.
Hopefully.
Great job, Rachel. Jerry, it's so fun watching those 2 out there.
I agree.
You mentioned how impressed you were with how the guys performed today on this really challenging course.
The scoring was way better than I think any of the players thought. But like Jon Rahm said, you get out there and you see a couple of the players on the leaderboard. You can't help but look at them. You're looking for your team scores as well, but you see a couple of players on the leaderboard making some birdies early, and it gives you the little bit of self-confidence that it can happen. Then if you have one of your teammates in your group playing well, you kind of feed off each other. We saw that with a number of teams today, and yeah, it was a little bit surprising. But now our standards are there, and I don't think it's going to play as easy the next 2 days as it did today.
One thing I want to talk to you about is the fans. I haven't asked you about the fans. We talked to Brooks about it. Brooks Koepka said it really helps. He can notice the increase in the buy-in of the fans, and it really helps his gameplay. It really helps his morale. What do you notice from these fans? Like, the crowds are insane now. We're sold out all 3 days. Yeah. What's your take?
That's becoming the norm more than the exception, which is really cool for Live Golf. I think it's the fact that the fans, I said it earlier in the pre-round show, the fans have spoken. They like the product. They like the atmosphere. They like, obviously, the stars of the game that play Live Golf and the way they entertain them. And this, you know, this part of the country, the UK, is golf mad. And you get a tournament with these kinds of players on a course that's kind of mystical to them, a new course that they've heard so much about that they haven't seen. They're going to show up in droves, and they have a blast, and they support the guys, and it's a fun atmosphere. I mean, it's respectful, but it's a lot more fun than your stoic traditional 72-hole, you know, no fun golf tournament.
Jerry, you know what else these fans love?
What's that?
The Majestic Arms, the pub that's on this course.
I'm so mad they're closing it before we leave.
We'll figure that out, but our Live reporter Annabelle Angel had some time there earlier today. Let's check that out.
I'm back at the Majestic Arms. Earlier today, they were giving away 153 pints. They went in a blink of an eye because this place is heaving. All the action is right down here. You can see the ninth green, but I reckon the best view is probably up there on the terrace. Let's head up there. I'm on the terrace of the Majestic Arms right now, overlooking the ninth green. Seems like the place to be watching the golf. You guys, have you got any plans to move?
I've been here all day. It's not the best view. We're not moving.
Well, I'm pretty thirsty. I think I'm going to join you for the afternoon.
Do you want a pint?
Whose round is it?
Yeah, mine.
I'll have a gin and tonic and maybe some pork scratchings.
Yeah, we'll sort that. We'll sort that.
Everyone wants to be a better golfer, right? Well, Live Golf Plus is here to help. Check out our original series, Live Lessons, where the biggest names in golf reveal their secrets.
Hey guys, this is Cam Smith.
Hi, I'm Bryson DeChambeau.
I'm Bubba Watson, and welcome to my Live Lesson. So if you're like me and you miss fairways, this is when the creativity comes out. Focus on that target. That's what I'm focused on. Pay the man. For me, I just want to make it simple as possible. Tempo for sure is one thing you need to keep an eye on.
Cam Smith, he has taken complete control here.
I like to aim the putter, make sure that's perfect. Then I take my stance, give it one good look at the hole, and hit a good putt.
Houdini with the flat stick.
Need a golf ball. Here we go.
Bryson DeChambeau electrifies the crowd.
So guys, there's a lot of mysteries around hitting it really far. That's what psycho mode comes in. Try to get a little psycho with it.
Yeah, there it is. That was peppered.
Let your body free up. Let things just move more. Don't feel like you're restricted. If you can do that, you're on your way to better golf.
Had a a chance to check out any of the live lessons? Not that you need any, by the way, but have you tried them out? Check them out.
I enjoy watching it because I like watching those guys do their thing. Not only are they extremely educational to the golf audience, they're also, for the most part, very entertaining as well.
Well, make sure you guys check that out on Live Plus. All you got to do is download the app and enjoy. And there's that beautiful JCB course as the sun sets. It's just a beautiful sight right here, Jerry. How does that look?
The Midlands are stunning.
So
the
nice.
countryside is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful this time of year with the sun out.
Yeah.
That, might not be the case 365.
Well, let's chat about Anirban Lahiri, who had a strong day in his press conference today. He said he doesn't feel any different. He knows that he did well today after a heartbreaking loss, but it didn't change anything about him. He said, "I'm a pro." I like that about him, and I would love to hear your take on just how hard it is mentally to come back after a heartbreaking loss and perform like he did today.
It's a very small sampling size of guys who've had to endure such a horrible, horrible loss the way he did. A very short putt, a gimme putt on the final hole to win the team and win the individual. It's happened a few times in history, but it can be devastating. David Faraday even said, it's been known to end guys' careers.
Yeah.
I think it was fortunate that he had last week off, little family vacation in Spain as well, because it gave him the chance to at least try and compartmentalize what he did and put it behind him. He said he didn't sleep very well. He was in a haze immediately after tournament. Couldn't even comprehend what his scores were. He was looking at his scorecard and he's like, I need help to verify my scores. He was in shock. Literally was in shock. And we're not talking about curing cancer here. We're talking about a game of golf. It's not a big deal in the big picture, but when it's your whole professional life, it is a huge deal. And it took him a while to get over it, but you always knew he would. The kind of quality of character that Anirban Lahiri exists on a daily basis and just the way he lives his life and conducts himself would lead you to believe that it wasn't going to, like I said earlier, it was never going to define him.
Right.
And I think today was a huge, huge step to put it behind him once and for all. The next big step, the next big question mark is when he gets in that position again. And I think we all know he'll handle it a whole lot differently.
Do you think we'll see that potentially this week from how he played today?
You can't count him out. He's such a tremendous ball striker, such a versatile player. You can't count him out of that, Christian. But you also got Jon Rahm, who's starting to play the kind of golf that we've seen Jon Rahm play in years past. And he hasn't quite been there this year with his complete A game, and he hasn't finished out of the top 10 yet. So that could tell you something.
Well, let's take a look back at how he did in Valderrama. Take a look.
He's been chasing it for a long time. It would mean so much to win in the Live Golf League.
Standing when I left my putt in my head, I was like, all right, you just got to go up and just brush it in.
For the win then, for Anirban Lahiri.
That's where I think I won't say I lost the tournament because I didn't, but I was like, man, I didn't do my process.
Oh, he's missed it. Oh, goodness me, Anirban.
So I kind of did everything right for 53 3/4 holes. So yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear.
I didn't even know that I was laughing. It was just disbelief.
That was nothing but nerves.
I was in shock. I remember submitting my scorecard and I was looking at my scorecard saying, none of this makes sense. I cannot verify my scorecard at this time. I need help.
That is golf at its bloodiest, at its most brutal.
People have these ideas. I understand why they have these ideas. But when you come out there and you feel the tension, you feel the energy, you feel how badly we want it, how Sergio felt when he won, that emotion was real.
The Spanish conquistador, Sergio Garcia. Oh, dang!
How I felt for the 4 or 5 nights that I found it hard to sleep after last Sunday is real. You ask my wife, she'll tell you how real it is. After Sergio held the putt, Paul and Bryson, they were still there. The team doesn't need to be there, right? The team that finishes second doesn't go on the podium. I had to wait, obviously, because I had to get on the podium. They were all there saying, no, we are right here. We're not going anywhere. And whatever you need, even if you don't need anything, we're just going to stand here and be here. That stuff doesn't happen, but that's what separates us.
keeps everything in pretty good perspective, David. Golf is what he does, not who he is. He will put it in perspective in no time.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Obviously, you feel for Anirban as a golfer, but as a person. Yes, it hurts. The best thing for him is just kind of get back on it and keep giving himself chances. And the way he's playing, I'm sure he will.
It's hard to separate the emotion and the pain. That emotion and the pain is always going to be there. But I think every time I've come up short, it's only fueled me to come back harder, stronger, be more all in. So I want to stay in that state, because if I do, then we'll have a different ending to the story. And that's why we play this game.
That's what it's all about, Jerry. I love seeing his teammates huddle around him after a tough loss. Crushers GC, the perfect teammates to have for a pick-me-up. And here's a tweet. I'm really happy for Anirban. He has left the Demons on the 18th green of the previous tournament, as we spoke about.
Yeah, he has, and that's awesome to see. Really awesome to see what he did today. And 2 more days of great play, and I think it'll be fully erased from that memory bank as we look at some of his highlights. He's very first hole of the day, his second shot, first competitive shots he's hit since that lost playoff to Sergio after the missed putt, and he goes on to stiff it there from the first cut of rough and rolls this one in just as comfortably as possible.
Look at that.
Move ahead to the 11th hole. Beautiful approach, downhill lie, uphill to the hole, and just judges it so nicely. Nearly perfect in terms of distance. A little bit of a left to righter on that one, which he made, and then again here at 12, another left to righter down the slope, pretty speedy. It really will test your nerves on some of these downhill putts, and he drops that one as well.
All right, now we're going to pull up some of the leaderboards from today. We'll start with the individual leaderboard, but Jerry, I noticed the format was a little different today. The teammates were playing together. Brooks mentioned how much he loved it. He got to see his guys go. Did you observe anything? Do you think that had any effect on some of the play we saw today, or
it's
the morale,
really
maybe?
Yeah, it's really hard to quantify if it had any effect on the scores and on the way they played. I know they're all comfortable with each other. They all like each other. They're all rooting for each other. It can make it tough. It can have a backfiring effect as well. If your teammates are playing bad, you feel like you have more pressure on you, to hold things up. But when your teammates are playing well, you kind of feed off each other there as well. You gain a little momentum, and you feel a little more invincible in that regard. It's not that much. I mean, these guys out here are a tight-knit unit, all 54 of them. Obviously, the four teammates are a tighter knit unit than all 54. But I think they all are in this together, and they feel like I think they all get along wonderfully well. But when you're playing with 2 of your teammates, I think it's just a more comfortable feeling because you practice with them all the time.
Right, and that was Jon Rahm at the top of that individual leaderboard. We just put the team leaderboard up, Legion 13 leading the way. It's got to be cool to see Jon at the top of the leaderboard doing what he does, clearly. I asked this earlier, but I want to hear your take on Jon. Is this the week? We've been waiting for it. We all want to see it happen. What do you think, Jerry?
Yeah, we've been waiting for it since Mayakoba, and he's teased us almost each and every week. The way he's hitting the ball right now, absolutely. He didn't have that hiccup portion of the round today, which has been happening typically later in the round, almost every single round, where he does something un-Rahm-like, but he still scrambles together a really good round. He didn't do that today. He's not missing some of those short irons left. He seems like everything's in sync with his swing. I think he might have found something last week at Troon that has boosted his confidence in his ball striking a little bit. It's never been terrible, but it hasn't been as reliable as it was today. No double crosses where he's trying to hit a fade and hits a pole, and he's making some of those putts that have teased him. He made a few more of them today. The ones that look good but don't go in, he made a few more of those today. I think it's his week? A lot of great players. I mean, a lot of great players to beat in this field. Yes, he's overdue, and it would not be a surprise to anybody if he won.
Yeah, definitely so much fun to watch. Here's a tweet. Pultz just threw his ball to the fans in the Majestic's arms, and one of them fell through the fence trying to get it. It's getting quite rowdy here.
That is a temporary fence, you know.
You gotta love moments like these here at Live Golf. Fans have been loving it. I see fans walking around, just the morale is high. It's different. There's nothing like this, and every time I see it, I just get more excited. And here's more sights of the big crowds here.
Look at this stunning piece of property.
And here's tomorrow. Here's tomorrow. Is that a picture of me and Rachel there?
Of course it is.
So we have our Club 54 pre-round show at 1:30 p.m. Don't be late. Be there. Be square. Followed by obviously Live Golf UK JCB round 2, baby. And your good friend Jerry Foltz will be running that. Jerry,
was that you and Rachel, or was that a couple of supermodels?
Both. How about both, Jerry? Thank you guys so much for watching the Club 54 post-round show. I'm your host, Christian Crosby. Jerry Foltz out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you at the pre-show tomorrow. Peace.